The fact is, Connecticut is in a housing crisis. Right? There's no other way to talk about this.
A lack of affordable housing, rising rental costs, evictions exceeding pre-pandemic levels, and a housing market that just doesn't seem to be getting better.
So we've got this perfect storm, which has created this housing crisis.
But what exactly is being done about it? The state of Connecticut recently rolled out financial assistance programs for both homeowners and renters. For those looking to buy their first home, the Time to Own program offers forgivable down payment assistance. It reopened last month with an additional $20 million in funding. For those struggling to pay their mortgage, there's also help.
Things like the Emergency Mortgage Assistance Program, which can offer a low-interest loan for arrearage that's built up as a result of economic hardship.
Renters in need of assistance can apply for the Eviction Prevention Fund created this year, in which they could qualify for up to $15,000 to cover rent they owe. And in an effort to keep costs under control, the state recently expanded the number of towns and cities that must create fair rent commissions, which can determine if a landlord is charging an excessive amount.
We want it to be so that everybody can afford it, but there's got to be more of it, and that's really the crux of the problem in Connecticut.
Connecticut has a shortage of about 86,000 affordable housing units. The best way to address it depends on who you ask.
And we really can't build our way out of the housing crisis by staying with single-family housing further out from cities.
For Desegregate CT, the answer lies in changes to local land use policies to allow for more housing.
As we're building more homes, more types of homes, we really have to be smart about where we do that, and we think it's really smart to do it in places that already have infrastructure like public transportation.
Groups who oppose changes to local zoning, like CT 169 Strong, argue that instead, the focus should be on reforming the state's housing voucher system, saying restrictions on where they can be used create obstacles.
We want to stay away from just market, high density, market value rental development. Build and lease, build market value and lease them is not going to really create opportunity. And so we're hoping that it'll be a much better opportunity if we're able to get more funding that is spread a little bit further out to other communities, not just to the largest cities.
In a state that's seen a 39% increase in homelessness since pre-pandemic times, perhaps the answer would require thinking outside of the box. In New York City, for example, there's a plan to convert empty office buildings into housing. Advocates say it's been done in Connecticut before.
This has been something that's been happening all along, but I think we'll see more of it.
In Nashville, shipping containers have been turned into apartments that are priced 20 to 25% below typical rents. An open mind could go a long way.
Being very open as a state and as municipalities about the kinds of housing that people need in 2023 and will need in the future.
Because many say the status quo isn't cutting it. Gabby Molina, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.